I've bought a ticket in every class of train seat to find out which one of them gives you the best gaming experience. You see, when I travel by train, I usually bring a gaming handheld with me to pass the time, but I've only ever travelled in economy where it's incredibly cramped, the Wi-Fi is terrible, and there's not even a place to charge my device. I've always wondered what the comfort and tech is like in the other classes, so today we're going to be testing ranking each one on 5 different factors, and we're starting in economy, where it's raining. I hate this. This train cost me around about $50 and it's going to take about 3 hours down to London. So, let's get on it. Welcome to economy. So this is my seat. I am already extremely cramped. This train was not built for people who are 6'4". Anyways, let's do a seat tour. So first up, we got this little table right here. A few stains, but that adds character, in my opinion. Our seat also comes with this tasty looking slice of bread. We have got adjustable armrests just in case my elbows get tired. My seat also comes in this funky fabric pattern, which I'm told train companies do to hide the amount of dust that's in their seat, but I'm sure that's not true. Oh, you can see the dust. Oh yeah, that's horrible. But hey, it isn't all bad news. My seat comes with a big window to stare out of, a place to put my luggage, and a comfortable headrest. I can tell there's a dude in the bottom left corner just eyeing me up. So it's going to be a bit of an uncomfortable journey, this one. I'm going to have to give economy a 1 out of 5 for comfort, but luckily later in this video, we are literally going to be going on the most expensive train journey in the world. But for now, we've got to review economy. So let's take a look at the tech in the seat. Above my head, there is a reading light. There's some screens to tell me where my train is on the map. And the free Wi-Fi literally doesn't exist. There is one power outlet and it doesn't seem to work. So I'm just hoping my Switch battery lasts the length of this trip. It is currently on 40%. So not good. Listen, I'm not trying to hate on economy right now, but the tech isn't great, so I'm going to have to give it a 1 out of 5. Now, throughout every single one of my train journeys, I'm going to be playing on this Nintendo Switch, and I'm setting myself the challenge of beating Minecraft before this video finishes, because believe it or not, I've never actually done it solo before. So you better believe that by the end of this video, I'm defeating that Ender Dragon. After about an hour of playing, I got a little hungry, so I made my way down the cart to see if there was any food services. There wasn't, so I'm not too sure what to give the service rating for economy. There hasn't even been a ticket inspector yet to see if I've got a valid ticket, so unless that changes, I'm gonna have to give it a 0. Since I was already roaming around the train, I thought this would be a good time to check out the bathroom. And upon entering, I realised it wasn't a good time to check out the bathroom. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to show that. This absolutely beautiful bathroom comes with as much toilet paper as you could ever want, a few trash cans that, well, people are using them at least, and just like all the best toilets in the world, after you're done with your business, you get to wash your hands. Or not, apparently. Oh, wait, no you do. It just takes a minute. This is easily the most disgusting toilet I've been on a train. This is getting a 1 out of 5. Leaving that toilet actually made me appreciate the seat that I was in. So now with this new mindset, I got to making some progress on my Minecraft world. I built a little house, raided a village of all of its resources, and made as much progress as I possibly could before my console died. And after a solid 2 hours of gaming, I made it to my destination. Oh, it's still raining. Oh. Horrible. Even though economy was dirty, it was filthy, and I've came outside and it's still raining, I actually had quite a fun time gaming. I got a lot of stuff done on my Minecraft world, and honestly, yeah, the game experience was quite good, so I'm going to give it a solid 3 out of 5, which gives economy a total score of 6 out of 25, which I don't think is going to be very hard to beat. But let's move on to our next train, which is the Eurostar Premier Class. Look at me, I even put on this collared shirt because we're moving up, baby. This is a 2.5 hour train from London to Paris, and it cost me a whopping $300. I know, it's expensive. Anyway, let's see what Premier has to offer, which economy doesn't. Guys, welcome to Eurostar Premier. We've gone through a tunnel. There are a lot of new things that we get to do in this seat, so let me take you on a little tour. For starters, I actually get to now recline my seat, and I also get extra leg support. It's probably the smallest extra leg support in the world, but I still appreciated it. Our headrest has also got a massive upgrade. We now have these little sides which you can lie on, and I guess also a pillow. I don't know, it's just fabric. I don't know what to call it. But wait, what's that? Is that a mirror I see? That's pretty cool. We also get a little footrest and a cup holder that's not big enough to actually hold my drink, but we got a cup holder. We also get a slightly bigger table, slightly more comfortable armrests, and according to my tape measure, a slight bit more of legroom. However, just like economy, your seat comes with some gunk, some scratches, and I don't want to test again how much dust is in the seat, but I do have plenty of arm space now, so I'm going to give it a solid 3 out of 5 for comfort. But what is the tech like in Premier Class? Well, for starters, we actually have 2 working plug outlets. I no longer have to worry about my console dying, and even if it did, look at all these TV screens I have to watch if it does. I also have this reading light, and that's it. That's it for tech. I don't know, the tech isn't doing it for me in this seat. I'm gonna have to give it a 2. I've just realised that this ticket is 5 times more expensive than economy, which might seem a little bit extreme, but the first class ticket we have got booked for later in this video is a whopping 223 times the amount we paid for economy. I'm very excited to see what it has to offer, but I have just been served this hot napkin, meaning it's probably time to rate the service of Premier. Now, the service here, pretty quick. Just not the friendliest. Unlike economy, I was actually served a meal this time. Might be a bit basic, but hey, who doesn't like bread? You actually also have access to an entire lounge before you even get onto the train with unlimited food and drink. So that will bump up the rating a little bit, but it's still only getting a 3 out of 5. But hey, that means we now get to check out the bathroom. This is the toilet. It's pretty standard in here. The Premier Class bathroom, I won't lie, is pretty much economy's, but cleaner. Oh wait, no, hang on, we do get 3 extra mirrors. Not too sure if that deserves any extra points, but I do get to check out that swanky looking collared shirt. I'll give this place a 2. Now the gaming experience so far has actually been pretty good. I went and got some more resources. I found an abandoned mineshaft and this happened. A bit too close to death for my liking, but luckily there's nothing else out there that's going to kill me. That was Premier on the Eurostar. It was a good experience, I liked it. Although I did lose all my items at one stage, I actually did find it was quite enjoyable. I really felt like the chair was big enough where I could get comfortable, lock in, not get distracted. I'm going to give it a solid 4. Giving Premier a score of 14 out of 25 and making it currently the best seat to game in. However, the next seat we're visiting is so unique, it's definitely going to rival that top position. Guys, I am in Scotland! I'm in Scotland, and do you know what I have in my hand right here? Hang on. A room key. Because on this train right here, I get an entire room to myself. This is the Caledonian sleeper, and it goes from Glasgow to London. It takes about 8 hours, and the ticket cost me just over $400. I know, it's expensive, but I basically get an entire room to myself. I'm very excited, as you can see. So let's go and check this out. Oh, okay. Oh dear. This might be the most cramped way. Just to show you, there's literally barely enough room for my suitcase. But oh look, here's our room. Whoa. This is the whole room. This is all for me. Guys, I am on the Caledonian sleeper. Can't lie,
I was going to say it's a bit cramped in here and I bumped my head.
However, we do get an entire room at the expense of any other space on the train.
We don't have to do a seat tour anymore because we're moving on to a room tour.
First of all, we have a bed here and a bed down below. We have space to put your luggage. We actually have our own wash basin down here. And in my sink, I get some soap and a pencil. A weird combination of items, but in this store here, oh my word. We actually have our own toilet. Look at this. Oh wait. I didn't even know this came with a shower. This is a seat, but if you lift it up, it's a bit like a prison toilet, but it is yours. No one else gets to use it. Kind of do have to move like a crab in here because otherwise if I turn the other way, doorways are a little bit small. I'm not complaining. We're on a train. This is pretty cool. I've just realized there's a window. Can't see anything out of it. I've just realized it's nighttime. I'm gonna edit a window on here. Wow. Look at how beautiful the view is on this train. Now the comfort rating, I want to be nice, but it's a little bit small in here.
And even though you get an impressive amount of legroom,
If I was sitting up straight right now, this would be my head position. So it ain't the best. I know I get a whole room, but it also isn't that comfortable. So I'm gonna have to give it a 3. Guys, the tech in here is pretty crazy. Just to show you how next level this train is, look at this. We got 2 plug sockets right here. We got 2 USB ports right here. We can dim the lights in here. What's this? Oh, and my phone dropped.
there's even air conditioning, but the Wi-Fi is also pretty non-existent.
Now listen, the tech in here is nothing special. It's just a bunch of lights. It's a bunch of power outlets. However, there is a lot of them. And there is AC as well. So I think I'm gonna give the tech a solid 3. Anyways, I need to play some Minecraft.
Now this train journey is pretty long, so I had plenty of time to progress on my world. I spent the next hour in the Nether trying to get some blaze rods, but eventually I got hungry. So I took a very tight journey down to this train's very own restaurant and ordered some food and drink to test the service.
Let's see how long it takes for them to bring me my pizza. It took 50 seconds to get my drink. That's actually pretty good. By trying Iron Brew, which is a Scottish beverage. I can't figure out if I like it or I don't like it. What is the flavour of Iron Brew?
Iron Brew has an extremely sour, bitter and almost metallic taste.
So it tastes a bit like metal. It is kind of nice though.
But drinking it did make me need to go to the bathroom, and as soon as I left the table, my food arrived. So I came back to a nice surprise.
Time was 9 minutes 37, which is actually really good. This is an oddly shaped pizza, but that pizza was good. Okay, coming back from the restaurant, the service was really nice, very quick, and the food was tasty. So I gotta give it a 5, honestly. It was really good. Okay, so something I found out, guys, that is a bit of a problem. The toilet is the only seat in here that has a bit of headroom. I feel like in every single one of the beds, just to be able to sit down, I've got it. That scared the life out of me. I thought I activated the shower. So yeah, there are jump scares involved with the toilet seat. But yeah, it's quite uncomfortable. So I'm probably going to sit on the toilet for most of my gaming sessions.
Speaking of the bathroom,
Time to have a shower.
Oh my god, I'm showering on a train right now.
showering on a train was pretty nice, but there was one thing freaking me out.
Down by the bottom of it, it's turning into like a little bit of a swamp.
And although the toilet looks like it belongs in a prison, it still is private. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Eventually it was time to go to bed, but I decided to spend a lot of my night making progress on my Minecraft world. I should actually be sleeping right now, but instead I'm stopping my house from being blown up by creepers and exploring more of the Nether. But eventually I did have to get some sleep, so I brushed my teeth and got ready to wake up at my destination. What a night on the Caledonian sleeper. I actually slept quite well. It was still a little bit cramped, so I'm not changing the comfort rating. However, the gaming experience was incredibly nostalgic, and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Giving the sleeper cabin a score of 18 out of 25, making it currently the best seat to game in. But there's still one more seat to go. And to get onto it, I needed to travel back to France. Okay guys, there's a problem. The next train seat is literally so expensive. It is being guarded by armed security and they won't let me on without some online booking confirmation, which I can't show to them because I don't have Wi-Fi. Luckily though, I do have an eSIM app called Nomad, which I am using to get all my data abroad. All I had to do was download the app, select a country, get a plan, install the SIM, then boom, I've got 5G, which now gets me past security and onto the train. However, as you've seen, the Wi-Fi on these trains have been absolutely diabolical. Like, it's been disgustingly bad. So not only will I be needing to use data on the train, I can actually buy a Europe data plan and be covered across my entire journey, as the plan covers 36 countries. And not only can I get this data for as little as $1.10 per gigabyte, Nomad also has eSIMs across 200 destinations. So whatever part of the world you're in, you're not going to get hit with roaming charges. Now if you want to try Nomad for yourself, you can scan this QR code here and you can use code Dantic for 25% off any plan. So Nomad, thank you very much for sponsoring this video. It would not have been made possible without you. Before you say anything, yes, I have to dress like this. They will not let me on the train if I wear anything less fancy than what I'm wearing right now. This is the most expensive train in the entire world. It's a 2-day journey from Paris down to Venice. I don't even want to know if I want to say the price. Maybe I'll tell you guys at the end and you can comment whether you think it was worth it or not. But anyway, let's head on. Okay. Thank you. Everybody say train. Train.
You just need to cross 2 carriages.
Oh my word. This is beautiful. I feel a bit out of place now, I won't lie to you, but let's do a room tour. So this is the seat. I don't even know if I could call it a seat. It's more of like a couch, really. It's very comfortable. I have a table right here, and I've just realized this might be the only Nintendo Switch that has ever been on this train. I get these personal luggage holders up here, a bunch of shelves to hold the free drinks that they gave me. I get 2 windows that are incredibly big, and they also come with these beautiful blinds. Now, I don't get my own bathroom in this, however, I do get my own, I don't know what this is. It's basically just a sink with some amenities, but we have towels, we have a mirror, we have another mirror, we have another mirror, hello. And look at all these different amenities you get. What the hell is even this? I mean, just look at the bottle lotion cap. Like that is metal. You know what the most uncomfortable thing about this room is? The clothes that I'm wearing. It is so hard to like move in fluid motions. I feel very stiff in this suit. However, even though the clothes are uncomfortable, I'd feel guilty just not giving this place a 5 out of 5 for comfort. It is lovely in here, so it's gonna get a 5. Now, I wouldn't describe the tech in here as old. I'd describe it as like timeless. We got a plug outlet here. We got one in here as well. There's tons of fancy lighting. There is some sort of air conditioning. It's a fan, but I'll take that. Wi-Fi speed. Wi-Fi speed isn't the best. Luckily, I got an eSIM. Overall, the tech isn't too crazy, but I like the fact that it's timeless. It really has it really fits the aesthetic of the train, and I like that. So, I'm gonna give it a solid 3, honestly.
I spent the rest of the afternoon gathering up all the remaining items I needed to build the end portal. I've only ever done this process with friends, so doing it on my own took a lot longer than I initially thought. And before I knew it, it was time for dinner.
I'm going to dinner right now. A little bit scared.
I've literally only ever travelled in economy my entire life, so being in situations like this just makes me feel a little bit awkward, I can't lie. However, when the waiter escorted me to my table and I saw my food, all my troubles were gone. Look at that plate, it just looks incredibly delicious.
Just like the other man, I'm tired of fucking around. I wanna be like you.
Never mind, I feel awkward again now.
I feel like I'm on that Polar Express or something.
I cannot give this service anything less than a 5. It was incredible. On the way back to my room, I stumbled across something I'd never really seen before on a train, which was a designer jewellery shop.
You know how they're expensive? There's no prices on them. I don't even want to think about how much they are.
And as I got to my room, I was in for another surprise.
Oh, this is so cool. I know this is the same as the sleeper train, but this one, however, has no railings. But I'm going to risk it because I like living life on the edge.
But before I could go to bed, I realised I still hadn't checked out the bathroom. This might genuinely be the nicest bathroom I've ever been in, ever. Now, not only was this bathroom made completely out of polished wood,
That's marble. Look at these taps. This is the fanciest toilet ever. Oh, sorry. No, so locked it. So good. Is that I didn't lock the toilet. Thank God I wasn't doing anything. This is easily the nicest bathroom I've ever been in. It's got to be a 5.
honestly guys, today has been absolutely unreal. I've loved every single bit of it. However, I've got an Ender Dragon to defeat. I'm going to kill some more Endermen, get some more Eyes of Ender. I'm going to find that stronghold. And then, tomorrow morning, I'm going to beat that Ender Dragon. When I woke up, I was served a beautiful breakfast, fit for any man who's about to defeat the Ender Dragon. And it turns out I'd only explored around about 50% of the train, so I went exploring and discovered, honestly, some of the most beautiful and stunning rooms I think I've ever seen. Like, seriously, how is this all on a train? Listen, I'm not the only one who's shocked by everything. Every single station we pulled up at, people were taking photos. We even met some people who ended up subscribing to the channel. So if you're watching this, guys, thank you.
Bye!
But I didn't forget my mission. I was here for one reason only, and that was to finish Minecraft.
Okay. Oh! Oh no, that was too close, that was too close. That was too close. My progress nearly went then.
After that mishap, I made it to the end, but I was already being attacked by Endermen. I wasn't speaking to camera much here because I was honestly locked in so much on defeating this Ender Dragon. I shot all of his crystals, started shooting him, and tried to avoid as much damage as possible. The main thing worrying me is I've only got an hour left of this journey to go, so if I die, I'm not going to be able to complete my mission. But luckily, I managed to stay alive and managed to find a spot where I could get some good damage. And eventually...
Oh. I did it. It's a good job as well. My console was on 13%.
It's been incredibly interesting to view the progression of these train seats over the past few days, and since I've now done the thing that I set out to do, I thought I might as well just take in the rest of the journey and fully enjoy it, because I feel like most of this journey I've just been trying to defeat the Ender Dragon. I really had a great gaming experience on this train. However, something tells me this isn't really a train you should be gaming on. So even though technically it does get the highest score, the best value for money seat I honestly believe was the Caledonian sleeper. I know it was a bit expensive, but if you actually think about it, I saved on a hotel room for the night and travelled across the entire country, whilst also having plenty of time to game. Plus, I'm not spending $11,192.12 on a 2-day train journey again. If you could like and subscribe so I can try and make some money back on this video, that would be incredibly appreciated. And if you want to see what gaming is like in every single plane seat, you can click this video right here. Again, thanks for watching, guys.